The Social Transformation Research Collaborative put on a one-week summer institute for select incoming freshmen and transfer students.
We've spent a lot of time doing experiential learning throughout the city by visiting different communities, and that's facilitated our understanding of different neighborhoods that have arisen throughout Chicago's history and their relation to segregation and just racial relations and racial coalitions throughout the city.
I learned a lot about just DePaul in general from STRC that helped connect me with other clubs and organizations. I would say, yeah, in general, making connections at DePaul has been easier because of STRC.
Talk to different people in the humanities who are doing on-the-ground work, like filmmakers, photographers, artists. We talk to people who are working with nonprofits, people who are doing great work in church organizations, people who are connecting with their own communities in very real ways to make positive change.
I talk about what me and Paulino do for the most part. We build relationships in the community, and I think that's very, very important in our community. We do that to ensure that we are encapsulating everything that we adore about our community, and we not only advocate and support, but organize and mobilize as much as we can.
My life's mission is that I create a world where those labeled disadvantaged come alive through faith, hope, and love.
I think I've learned about being open-minded, especially since DePaul is city-based. Learning how to get around, learning that you can go places that people deem unsafe, but really it's just a community in need of help.
You are standing, though, in the oldest African-American museum in the country. Dr. Burroughs was the primary founder. And so in 1961, she realized there was no space dedicated really to the history and culture of African Americans.
When we look at Chicago, one of the wealths of Chicago, one of the beauties of Chicago was this incredible street life, right, that existed. This is where Mexicans and Puerto Ricans and blacks and Jews and Greeks and Italians and every other group, right? They spoke their languages, Yiddish, Spanish, Italian. Very, very interesting communities, right?
I was a history major as an undergraduate, and then I went on to get my PhD, and I think that training really sharpened my analytical skills. Critical thinking and the critical thinking that develops when you're taking these classes, trying to analyze a social context, a situation in the past, using the documents or whatever you have access to, and figuring out what happened. So how did racial segregation develop, in our country the way that it did, and why?
It's just action over word. We could say that we're going to help as long as we want to, but now that we have the information accessible to us, we can finally actually do something about it. We can go to that church that we visited and we can actually donate our time rather than just hearing them speak. Or we can go to the firehouse and we can donate time there. All include, teaching, but we can also just do the things that we're preaching. So that's mainly what this helped me to do, is realize the problem and figure out solutions on how to solve them.